Welcome to the bread kitchen. Today I'm going to make another traditional English bread that doesn't require an oven. The rest of the world call them English muffins, but here in the UK we just call them muffins. So to make these English muffins I've got 300 grams of bread flour, 250 ml of lukewarm milk, or you could use water, a tablespoon of melted butter, or you could use vegetable oil, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of dried yeast. Mix the yeast and the milk and then we'll leave it for 10 minutes for the yeast to get going. Sieve the flour, sugar and salt into a large bowl. Make a well in the centre. Add in the milk and yeast mixture and the melted butter or the oil, and then mix it to a soft dough. And what you'll get is quite a sticky dough. Now turn the dough out onto quite a well floured surface. So we're going to get rid of some of this stickiness by kneading a little bit of extra flour in. Now we're going to knead this dough for about 10 minutes in total, but the first job is to get rid of the stickiness. See, I'm just incorporating some of this extra flour into the dough and it's losing that stickiness already. If you need to, just sprinkle a bit more flour on the surface. Quite often the difference between a sticky dough and a non-sticky dough can be a tablespoon of flour. Now that I've got rid of the stickiness, I'm going to knead this dough for 10 minutes. So I've got my nice smooth ball of elastic dough. I'll pop it into this lightly buttered bowl, then cover and leave in a warm place to double in size. You can see that the dough has risen very well. I'll just turn this puff ball out onto a well floured surface, knock it back, and then I'll just roll it out gently to about 1 centimetre thick. Now using a cookie cutter I'm going to cut out some 3-inch rounds. Boop. And I'll take them and I'll put it on this baking tray that I've sprinkled on some semolina. And back to the dough. Now I've got the dough, I'll just press it back together, squish it into a ball, and then roll it out again to about 1 centimetre thick. Then I'll cut out a couple more rounds. So here are my 7 muffins. I'm going to top them by sprinkling them with some semolina, or you could use rice flour or ordinary flour again. Now you need to cover these, or I like to put mine in a nice big plastic bag. Now I'll leave these in a nice warm place to rise. Well, my muffins have risen, so now it's time to cook them. I've got a lightly greased flat pan here over a medium-low heat, and I'll just add on the muffins. And now I'll let these cook gently for about 5 minutes, just on the one side. After about 5 minutes, carefully turn them over and let them continue to cook for another 4 or 5 minutes. After 4 or 5 minutes, turn them over again. You don't want them any darker than this. Then continue to cook for a further 2 to 3 minutes. Just check that they're nicely cooked on both sides. Yep, now we can leave them to cool. Split them in half, toast them if you like, and enjoy. English muffins are great with afternoon tea when they're spread with jam, but they're equally at home with brunch. I hope you enjoy making your English muffins, and do join me next time in the bread kitchen.